Simple present tense. Now let's zoom this out so you can see better. Okay, when do you use simple present tense? The simple present tense is one of the several forms of present tense in English. It is used to describe habits, unchanging situations, general truths, and fixed arrangements. The simple present tense is simple to form. Just use the base form of the verb. The third person singular takes an S at the end or ES, depending on that verb. So let's look at when to add S or ES at the end for the verb. So here are the examples. Notes on the simple present. Third person singular. In the third person singular, the verb always ends in S. He wants, she needs, he gives, she thinks. So most of the time, you will just have to only add S at the end. And in negative questions, negative and question form, use does. You're using does as a helping verb, as a helping verb. The third person of the auxiliary, do, is does. And auxiliary means just helping verb. It's a fancy word for help. The infinitive of the verb. Infinitive is also another fancy word for the base. Infinitive means base. He wants ice cream. Does he want strawberry? He does not want vanilla. I hope you remember in English we use helping verb to convert it to a question form or make the positive sentence to a negative. And this helping verb does do not add any meaning to it except making this into a negative sentence from he wants ice cream to he does not want ice cream, and without adding any meaning, additional meaning, it flips it into a sentence. He wants ice cream. This is the base sentence. Does he want strawberry? Does. That's the helping verb, auxiliary. After that, you need infinitive, means base, or the main form, original form. And the verbs ending in Y, the third person changes the Y to IES. So when there's Y at the end, you got to check if there is a consonant like this, then you drop the letter Y and replace it with I, and you add ES. That's why it's fly, flies, cry, cries. And for the verb play, there's an A in front of the letter Y. That means A is a vowel. That means you just have to add S. So it's going to be praise. So remember this rule. And when do you add ES to the verb ending? When it ends with letter S, this one it says SS, same thing. So when the verb ends with letter S, X, CH, or SH, and sometimes O. That's why do, does, go, goes. He passes. She catches. He fixes. He pushes. So let's take a look at the simple present tense use. Number one, or the first one, to express habits, general truth, repeated actions or unchanging situations, emotions and wishes. And here's an example sentence. I smoke. That's a habit. I work in London. Unchanging situation. That's your job. London is a large city. It's a general truth. Or you could say London is a small city. That's also a general truth. It doesn't have to be the correct truth. It's just your opinion, or it could be facts. To give instructions or directions. So when you give instructions or directions, you also use simple present tense. You walk for 200 meters, then you turn left. So when somebody asks you how to make an ice cream, then you use simple present tense. Or if somebody asks you for directions, how to go to school or how to get to school, then you use simple present tense. Now, to express fixed arrangements, present or future is a fixed arrangement. It could be present right now or it could be future. So it doesn't matter. It's like a timetable. Then you use simple present tense again. Your exam starts at 9. It could be today. It could be tomorrow. It could be 10 days from now, but it doesn't matter. It's a fixed arrangement. Just like timetable. For the train, airplane, you use simple present tense to express future time after some conjunctions. Now, this is the hard part. So you're going to use after, when, before, as soon as, until. These are called conjunctions. He'll give it to you when you come next Saturday. Now, the first sentence, well, it's not really two sentences. This is just one sentence. And it's connected with a conjunction when. So you will have to say, he will give it to you. That's a future. When you come next Saturday. So this is kind of rule you just have to memorize. If you're going to use a future here, when, it's going to be present. You don't say he'll give it to you when you will come next Saturday. It doesn't work. You just have to kind of memorize this rule. He'll give it to you when you come next Saturday. And see, be careful. The simple present tense is not used to express actions happening now. And to show the actions happening right now, what do you use? ing is always to beaver plus ing. That's the actions happening right now. And here are some examples. These are good examples. You could read, study, try to understand. So examples for habits. He drinks tea at breakfast. She only eats fish. They watch television regularly. So these are kind of like for habits. For repeated actions or events. We catch the bus every morning. It rains every afternoon in the hot season. They drive to Monaco every summer. For general truth, again, is it a correct truth? That does not really matter. Water freezes at 0 degrees. If I think this is general truth, I could say the water freezes at 10 degrees Celsius. It's the incorrect information, but I am telling somebody as a truth. The earth revolves around the sun. Her mother is Peruvian. Peruvian is a person from Peru. Now for instructions or directions. Open the packet and pour the contents into hot water. You take the number 6 bus to Watney and then the number 10 to Bedford. For fixed arrangements, his mother arrives tomorrow. Our holiday starts on the 26th March with future constructions. She'll see you before she leaves. He'll give it to her when she arrives. So forming the simple present tense, to think. So we're just going to use the verb to think as a base. So affirmative means positive. So I think. Here. So remember, I think, you think, he thinks. You need S. She thinks. It thinks. So I is the first person. You, second person. He, she, it, third person, singular. We think. They think. Now, these are third person plural. Now, interrogative is a fancy word for question. So you want to make this sentence into a question sentence. All you have to do is add any kind of helping verb, but we're going to use the helping verb do here. When you use the helping verb do, it does not add any extra meaning, but it just flips into a question sentence. Do I think? Question mark. Make sure you put the question mark at the end. Do you think? Does he think? Always. Helping verb. The main verb is gonna be the base form, infinitive. Does she think? Does it think? Do we think? Do they think? Now, negative. Negative means we're gonna add the word not to a sentence. That's the only difference between negative sentence and affirmative sentence. All you have to do is add not. You cannot say I not think or I think. You cannot say I not think. That's not the correct sentence. To make this into a negative sentence, you have to have a helping verb again. And we're gonna use do in this case. Do, by adding do, is not gonna add any additional meaning to this original sentence, but it's gonna just give the meaning negative not. So I do not think. Helping verb and the base form of the main verb. So this is the helping verb, that's the main verb. And main verb is also the action verb. You do not think. So negative sentence. Actually, these are all sentences, so you need a period at the end. I think, period. Looks like they're all missing periods here. Same thing, negative. I do not think. You need a period at the end. You do not think. He does not think. She does not think. It does not think. We do not think. They do not think. Now, what's the abbreviated form of do not? I don't think. You don't think. He doesn't think. She doesn't think. It doesn't think. We don't think. And they don't think. And also you can make a negative interrogative sentence if you want. This is going to be don't I think? Don't you think? Doesn't he think? Doesn't she think? Doesn't it think? Don't we think? Don't they think? It already has a helping verb. So all you have to do is add not after it. Do not I think? But usually people just contract it. Don't I think? Now notes on the simple present, third person singular. So we already covered it before we went that. So please review those and study. It's going to make English much easier because that's a very, very basic. And turn to page 118. Lesson E, writing. Before you write, Talk with a partner. Complete the words. Doing the laundry. 2. Making the beds. 3. Walking the dog. 4. Cutting the grass. 5. Washing the dishes. 6. Taking out the trash. B. Talk with a partner. Read the chart. Complete the sentences. Walk our family's weekend chores. So again, column. How many columns do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 columns. And that's the column for chore. Let's look at the chores. The chores are do the laundry, take out the trash, wash the dishes, cut the grass, make the beds, walk the dog. Now, what do you think about these sentences? These sentences are all command sentence. They're all command sentences. Command sentence starts with the verb. Instead of I do the laundry, that's just a regular sentence statement. Now, there's no subject. Subject is omitted. The subject is actually you. We all know it's you. We're going to ask somebody like you, and we're going to tell them what to do. So subject is just omitted. We just know, but everybody knows it's you. Both. We start with a verb, so it has to be capital because it's the first word of the sentence. Do the laundry and period. Take, another verb. Take out, together. Take out, 2 words becoming a verb. You call this a phrasal verb. So take out the trash. In English, there are many, many phrasal verbs. You just have to learn. Wash the dishes, cut the grass, wash, cut, all verbs, make the beds, walk the dog. These are all command sentences. Dad, Mom, Max, Iris, Charlie. So Charlie's full name is Charles. Max, Maxwell. Girl's name, Maxine. Now, it is the weekend. We are doing chores. 1. Charlie is taking out the trash. Taking out means you grab it and you're going to get it out. So Charlie is taking out the trash. Mom and Iris are doing the laundry. Dad is cutting the grass. Max is washing the dishes. Mom is making the beds. Charlie and Max are walking the dog. And for page 119, now make your own chart. So it's going to be my family's weekend chores. So write the chores. You don't have to do the same thing. It could be something different. It could be like vacuum the living room. What else? Clean the bathtub. What else? Clean the kitchen sink or wash the kitchen sink. Mop the dining room floor. What else? Paint the garage or paint the walls. Bathe your dog or bathe your cat. It could be anything. Or go to the bank, deposit money at an ATM machine. So make your own list of chores here. And we're going to designate a person who's going to do which job. Who's going to do which job? Doesn't matter. And write, it is the weekend. Tell about your family's chores. Look at 1B for help. So yes, make your own sentence. And if you need help, you can go to page 118 and make your own writing. So remember, you have to use simple present tense. Simple present tense for all these.